What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for listening to Your Ex-Drinking Buddy. My name is Brennan Tassif. I'll be your host. Subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast. Check out the merch store at brennantcomedy.com/merch-store. And make sure you subscribe on YouTube as well. We'll put the shorts up there, the full video, the whole thing. Thank you so much for listening. I love it. I hope you love it. Subscribe on Patreon, too. We do bonus episodes. I do Tales from the Restaurant, where I talk about celebrities I've waited on and whether they're assholes or not, which is super fun. Also, we do a pre-show banter for my other show, Cheers from the Press Box with Joe Dorville. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on over there, too. Make sure you just subscribe everywhere, just all over the place. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're not leaving the mean comments, thank you for that. Maybe leave a couple nice ones.
Grab me a beer and grab him a coke. We bout to sit for an hour, bullshit and tell jokes. And please don't mix it up, cause he done sobered up. Brennan T Comedy on your social media feeds. And Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex-drinking buddy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Your Ex-Drinking Buddy. I'm your host, Brennan Tassif. If you're new to the program, quick rundown of the show. I used to be everyone's favorite drinking buddy. It was my favorite thing to do, hang out with friends, get drunk, do drugs, get in all sorts of trouble, and then reminisce about those crazy stories. I am sober now, but it's still one of my favorite things to do, hang out with somebody and reminisce about the crazy old days. Most weeks I'll be joined by guests. This week is no exception. All the way from New York City, Amanda Graham.
What's up, guys? From Staten Island.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I wasn't going to bring it up. Thank you. Thank you for being the one that doesn't bring it up.
It's New York.
Yeah, but we are one of the boroughs. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Queens, one of the boroughs. Yes. Long Island, not. Yeah.
You literally go, I might get a little loud. And
Passionate.
I was like, I'll just pull the
when
mic
I
away.
talk about, like, my Staten Island might come out.
And then immediately the level shut up. And I'm like, we're going to pull this a little
Literally.
bit. Before we get too far into anything, plug everything up front. Your social media, you have your show. Let everybody know.
My social media is The Amanda Graham Show, because I'm named after Amanda Bynes. Yes, my last name is really Graham. And my show is Poor Decisions at Saltwater on the Lower East Side every last Sunday of the month.
Beautiful. We're going to get into it.
Hell yeah.
So you reached out to me about doing the show, and I was very excited to have you on. And then I asked you to send me some stories, and I
was like, he's going to be so interested in this list.
Well, and you were the first guest. I've done almost 300 episodes. You were the first guest who was like, hey, if these are a little too intense, I can pull it back.
Yeah,
and I was
really?
like, no, this is...
I was like, I have some backups
perfect.
if you need.
Well, because I have so many times, because I tell people, the whole genesis of the show was I would tell people my crazy drinking stories before I got sober, and they'd always say, oh my God, this one time I got so fucked up I did this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the show.
Yeah.
But then I've had guests come on where I'm like, oh yeah, oh boy, I can't wait to have this guest on. And they're like, one time I got really drunk and I threw up.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I called the ambulance. I was like, Rebecca, get off the floor.
And I was like, all right, cool. And we'll make it work. We can make it work.
Yeah, no,
We're
literally. I love
storytellers,
a Rebecca, get off the floor. The police are coming. Like, come to the best.
Let's talk about it. So
Yeah.
you originally from this area, the Northeast.
Staten Island, born and raised.
Okay, so that's
yeah.
So you just loves the SI.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to do there but drugs and like hanging out when growing up. Honestly, we like hung out at train stations. We would like drink, do drugs, smoke. I started smoking out like. The first time I smoked was with my sister, but I started smoking weed at 9. No, not 9. I'm sorry, that was intense. I first tried a cigarette at 9 years old, but I started smoking weed at like 12 and cigarettes heavy at like 12, 13 too.
Okay.
Don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I would never start vaping if I didn't smoke cigarettes. I went to vaping, but yeah.
I wanted to ask you, so this is something, because you're younger than I am.
Yeah.
This is something I have seen where I've seen younger people start smoking cigarettes because when they were in like middle school and high school, they got so into vaping. And they're like, then I started smoking. Does this register at all?
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I would never have started vaping.
Yeah.
Like in high school in Staten Island, we were smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like we were like, "Where's my Newport 100?"
I was gonna say,
I would smoke cigarettes with my teachers. Like I swear to God, I forgot I forgot his name. He was like some
it's better to
bald
leave
guy.
it out.
Yeah. I'm like, it's better to leave it out. But yeah,
This is gonna go on the internet.
But no, he literally would be like, because I would like get like, I was a bad kid and I'd freak out and I'd be like, I need a cigarette. All of us would, but they like knew my parents from always like getting in trouble. My parents coming in, so he was like, oh, I got you. Let's go smoke a cigarette.
So I want to ask, because there's so many stereotypes, and we'll get into the stories, but there's so many stereotypes that come with being from Staten Island.
Yeah.
I'm not from here. I'm from Florida, so I have to face my own, Florida man stereotypes. Is that stuff that you hear, like that I've heard about Staten Island, is a lot of that stuff true?
Like what stereotypes?
Basically, it's like kind of like the
dumb. But yes,
yeah,
it was
dumb. There's this
whole movie about it. Yeah,
I was trying to tiptoe around.
Like I said, there was nothing else to do but drugs. It's boring. You know what I mean? It's definitely
like
suburban.
the suburbs. Yeah,
it's suburban. I do like having that, like best of both worlds, but it's far, so it's not convenient. Like I said, there's nothing to do. Like I definitely would not grow my kid up in Staten Island.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How
my parents are gonna hate that I say that,
but you do comedy. You're in the scene.
Yeah.
What is so every day you have to get up and get on the ferry, or like do you drive?
I drive.
Hard
but
flex.
Yeah, literally hard flex. It's my parents' car. Hard flex. Thank you, Dad. But yeah, no.
So it's driving into the city every time you got to go do spots or anything like that.
Yeah, I drive into the city. Like I gotta get super early. That's why I was late.
Yeah,
literally.
You literally text me like hit traffic. That's what happens.
Rush hour. No, yeah, it's rough. I definitely would like to like move out here, but I live in the city like for like also a town. That's the other stereotypical thing about Staten Island.
Yeah,
we do not like if they're like we're all Italian stereotype. So yeah, that's a thing.
Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the island.
Exactly, and we do stay with our family. Like I feel like it's very like don't leave your family.
Yeah.
Like oh, where you going? Like you're gonna stay with us. They do like oh, grow up, get married, have kids, you know what I mean? Like it's definitely an Italian thing for sure, but like I feel like they're like as long as you could stay with your family, with your family, stay close to your grandmother,
That sounds well, and I like that being like intertwined with. I love my whole family in Florida, and it pains like every day. I'm always like, I wish I could go see my grandma today.
Yeah, that's what I mean. My mom always says that too. She's like, I would move out to where you were, and I'm like, yeah, that's why you shouldn't have groomed me up here.
So let's talk about it. Growing up in Staten Island, you already mentioned weed at 12, 13, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
How old were you when you started being like, oh, I like getting fucked up? Because you said there's nothing to do. Now, I'm asking this just because of the way you presented it with everyone's just kind of hanging out with nothing to do.
Yeah,
like when does it hit?
I probably like hit my like crazy stage. I was in like a car accident in like 2011, and then I went straight into middle school. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's when like the movie like 13. It's like where's your like hoop earrings and your like studded belt like from Claire's. So like
love Claire's.
Yeah,
huge shout out Claire's.
Literally shout out Claire's. Shout out Hot Topic. But
I remember going into like my junior year of high school.
Oh, I was there like 2 days ago.
I went on a shopping spree at Hot Topic. But like my mom was always very much like, yeah, whatever. If this is what you want to wear, this is what you wear. And my parents were divorced. My dad was very much like not like that. Yeah. And I remember I came home with the parachute pants with the zippers and everything. Oh my God. And he found it and he's like, what is this shit? And I was like, I'm a punk, Dad. You got to accept
I'm emo
it.
now, okay? Have you watched South Park yet?
I had the studded bracelets and everything.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I still will rock that. I was in Hot Topic like 2 days ago. But yeah, no, I would say I'd probably start like going into middle school is when I like started.
When was the first time?
Friends.
When was the first time you drank?
I can't even remember. Probably also like 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely 12, 13. 14, I was smoking cigarettes, drinking. We were all doing that. There was nothing else to do. We had nothing else to do besides like sit in the mall. How many hours can you spend in Staten Island Mall?
It's a big mall.
It's a big mall, but you're in Staten Island.
But see, and that's the interesting thing. Like growing up in the South, like a lot of people, we had kids who, like Heshers who would like get into drugs and stuff like that. But sports was like such a big thing in the South. And then I moved up here where it's really not. Yeah. Like it's not.
I mean, even then, we don't have like any like there's no like bars in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Even if there were like old creepy like Italian dudes like my dad there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you don't want to hang out with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just a lot of house parties and stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of house parties. They would get raided really easily though because we're in such a suburban neighborhood. So I feel like it's so easy to be like, why is there 300 kids in my backyard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's an interesting point because it is like the suburbs.
Yeah.
So is it just neighbors like calling the cops, being like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, they would call the cops. Also, like, I feel like the parents would call the cops. You know what I mean? They'd be like, "Where the fuck is my kid?" Like,
Yeah.
da da da. Like, my sister threw.
Mom,
a
I'm
house-
trying to have a good time. All right.
All right. My sister threw like this Halloween party once. It wasn't even that crazy, if I remember, but like someone's like mom came at like 3 a.m. The party was over. I don't think the girl came to my sister's party, and like,
And then a mom just
was,
showed
like,
up?
Yeah, with cops, and was like, "Where's my daughter? She's been missing." Like, where has my daughter been?
Get Rebecca
she's
off
gonna-
the floor.
No, literally, Rebecca was outside throwing up. That's when the cops came. No, yeah, I feel like they would get raided really easily because of that. But we also had like Staten Island's so small, so we all had like a small posse. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it was like the people when you're younger, it all switches, and like we would just hang out at train stations, truthfully, and just like
Just smoke cigarettes.
yeah, we used to play this game called Hey Mister.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
I have no idea.
Hey Mister is where it's so cringy. Where like we were too young to buy alcohol, so we would like
Yeah,
walk around
that-
a
okay,
parking
I do
lot.
know what
yeah.
this is. I
And
do
we'd
know
be like,
this
"Hey
is."
Mister, we're trying to get a English 40, and can you get us one?"
We need some OE.
I don't know
around here.
whose dad would buy that for us, but
But you got it.
thank you, Billy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wanted to ask you. I want to pivot real quick because you've been doing stand up for a while. You run your own show. How did you? Because I've talked to kids who grew up in like Queens and
Yeah.
like New York, or people who have transplanted here for comedy. Growing up in Staten Island, as you've already expressed, it's different. It's not like you're not like a city kid in the same sense because it is more suburban.
Yeah.
So how did you get into stand up? Was it something like your dad liked, your mom liked, or you just kind of found it? How did you even find it?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it, and also I started stand up because my dad I read this book once. I forgot what it's called. I think it's not the truth in comedy. I think it's called. Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's like someone in your family makes you funny. You don't just like
Yeah.
you're not just funny. You got to be like grow up around people that are funny. So I think it was like that too. My dad's like. He's a character, dude.
Yeah.
He's a character, you know what I mean? But yeah, also just I got out of like a bunch of like traumatic shit, and I was like, all right, I was in acting school, and that's when
Okay.
I always wanted to do it. I
So
always watched
you
it,
had a
yeah.
sense of like,
And
doing
I was in
something.
acting school,
Yeah.
and most of my roles would also fall in like comedic roles,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's definitely what I like aspire to do, like sitcoms and stuff like that. So
How did you get into acting?
I got into acting since I was young. I always wanted
Okay.
to act. I don't know. I loved movies.
Okay.
Like, obviously, that sounds so corny, but
No,
my
it's the
mom
truth,
too. My
though,
mom
yeah.
was always like pushing like some sort of career, like modeling. Da 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 da. But when I was younger, I would always be like when you know how like they're like, oh, you have art, you have this. I also wanted to be like at some point and like doing like art. I always wanted to do art.
So
or,
you
like-
always were a creative.
Yeah, it's definitely from like my mom's side. Like my mom has like a lot of like her dad was an acting teacher and
Okay.
stuff like that. And he taught at like Wagner College in the city or something for acting, and he would always like she took on like arts and stuff like that. She doesn't do acting or movies, but she like knits and
Yeah,
paints and all that stuff.
has
Yeah,
an
so it's
outlet for
definitely
some sort of
arts. I've been like
creativity, yeah.
around creative stuff a lot.
Yeah.
But also just like the traumatic experiences I've had. I'm like, I
have-
need to share these.
I have learned that.
No, everyone feels that way though. Or,
But
like-
that is an interesting thing. I have learned that where there's there's two lanes that you can take when something terrible happens. You can either make fun of it,
Yeah.
laugh to keep from crying, or you could go and just be the person who like cries about it.
Yeah.
And I also have the same response. Like
I always say that too. You could like I could either laugh or cry.
yeah,
Like,
and so I make jokes and it's interesting because my fiance now, who we were talking about before, Tracy, shout out, contractually obligated to mention her on every episode. She's not. She comes from a very well-adjusted
Yeah.
family and like that good stuff. And so sometimes I'll make fun of stuff. And when we first started dating, I had to be like, I'm going to make fun of traumatic experiences. Like that's how I deal with them.
no, 100%.
But it is an interesting thing as a comic because sometimes you'll be in front of an audience who does not relate to that
Yeah,
stuff, and you're
no.
like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Pull back. You guys
that's
don't
the
want to talk
worst.
about suicide? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, my bad.
That's on me. That's
See,
on
that's
me.
what I mean. But that's what I mean. Like, it's also because I feel like I say that, but like some of my comedy, I mean, it like could get degrading for sure. But like, I don't particularly want to be like that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But like, I do like want to like I said, be in sitcoms and all that shit. But also, what got me into it is like my energy. I've always had like same with mostly acting was my energy. I've always been like really high energy. I used to like go for a bunch of ADHD tests. Okay, that's ADHD. She's like having outbursts in my class and
Well, I got
she needs medication.
I got into acting when I was a kid, stage acting, because same thing. My parents were like, he's too wound up. We got to get him into something.
Yeah, exactly. And I also just I wasn't ever embarrassed. I was like, I'm not like where my sister would be like, I don't want to get up on stage. She tried and like she took performing arts, I think, in like middle school. Was not her thing.
Well, I want to ask you.
I stopped doing it in middle school because I got into a bunch of drugs and stuff, and then I went back after like high school. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you because this is something that I find fascinating. What you're talking about with the not being embarrassed. And I want to know if you relate to this or not. If I'm on stage or if I'm doing a bit, I like no shame. Like I'll kiss a guy on the face. I'll lick the floor. Like I don't care. Like if I'm doing a bit, I fully commit to the bit.
Totally committing. Yeah.
But I also am the same person who I cannot pull my phone out and do like a walk and talk on the street because I feel so much shame. Is that something that you relate to, or are you just kind of like,
I'll walk and talk.
Okay.
Because
that is something I've noticed is like if I'm on stage, I'll 1,000%.
It depends on like the atmosphere I'm in.
Yeah.
And like the vibe I'm in.
Because we were waiting for the subway the other day, and these two young women were like middle school age, were like doing a TikTok dance, full volume with their phone,
I'm
and
taking
I'm
out
like,
my like phone, putting it up.
Okay, so you are
I'm putting it on some guy's random car shield to like lean up on it. I'm like,
yeah, okay. Because
my phone.
But that is the nature of what we do. But it's like I can't. And people are like, oh, just do you say all these like weird, funny things. Just do a walk and talk. And I'm like, to pull my phone out in the middle of the street, I'd rather blow my brains out in Lexington Avenue.
Yeah, I think that's definitely been it. But something interesting I learned about like acting, it was like people were like, you need to channel that energy, and I'm like, I'll stop doing drugs. No. Thank you very much.
When was the first time you got on stage for comedy? Like to do stand up?
I tried when I was younger, but like I was doing drugs and stuff. So that's like, once I got into college, it's kind of when I was like, all right, I'm gonna pursue my career.
Okay.
Like, for real. Like I'm gonna stop fucking around. I know I want to do this. Like, and that's when I like took my acting class, and they had stand up as an elective.
Okay.
So I took it as an elective. I did like one open mic before that. And then everywhere else was like bar and stuff. I was too young to get in. I like graduated college. I was like 22, freshly 22, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And my class had an elective, and they like did a class show. And my teacher was like,
how did it go?
You're good at this. You should keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like it. I'm going to keep doing it. I almost liked it even sometimes more like than acting for some reason, like in a weird way. But like I love like acting also.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
But that is, when you did stand up, was it a thing? Because also, obviously, you do acting. So when you did stand up, was it a thing where you're like, oh, this is like, I'm going to keep doing this? Or were you like, oh, I'm just going to do this while I also act? Or like, what was kind of the route you wanted to take?
Truthfully, I still try to figure it out, and like it changes all the time. You know what I mean? But
you have a good set, and you're like, I'm a comic. Then you go on an audition, you're like, I'm an actor.
Exactly. Or the opposite, and I have a bad. You know what I mean? And I'm like, never mind. I'm gonna just stick to acting. But no. I feel like I still try to figure that out. But like I kind of do do both. My hope when I started was kind of that, like, you know, like a lot of careers you've seen, like, I don't know, like Melissa McCarthy, Tina Fey, like their acting careers got them. I mean, their comedy careers got them.
100%. That's a huge avenue. There's so many people like,
and the acting they wanted to. You know what I mean? Because I don't like. I did get trained to like not be like that, where it's like pigeonholing yourself into that. But like sometimes I don't really mind that. You know what I mean? Is like, why would I go out of my way to try to do roles that I'm not fit for? Because like I've done roles with my friend. I have like my own like little like film company that me and my friend run like independently, and we'll make films sometimes. And it's like, if we write something that's like so us, it's us, but like, is that really like acting then?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But it's like, why would it, like, if I could act in something that I know I like, you know what I mean? But I definitely like wouldn't want to be pigeonholed specifically, but like I wouldn't particularly, like, I definitely know what category I fall in and like what I'm good at. You know what I mean?
Well, it's the same thing with
like,
stand-up.
there is something you're good at, you know?
Yeah, and it comes down to it. Like I've noticed this because stand-up is like my main thing, and I've noticed the same thing that you're talking about, where it's like a lot of my stories, because I'm a storyteller on stage, so a lot of it is based in like, what if it's happened to me? So you talk about like getting sober, getting arrested, like all this other stuff. But then sometimes I'm like, I don't want to just be the guy who talks about like sober stuff.
Oh, no.
And sometimes it's, but to your point, it's like, but I'm comfortable in this, and this is kind of like what I like talking about. But then at the same time, you're like, well, I don't want to get pigeonholed as like, oh, he's the sober guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I've really branched, especially since moving to New York, because it's so cutthroat here, and there's so many comics where it's like, oh no, you got to figure fucking a lot of stuff out now.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
wait.
yeah. I feel like that, but I feel like even the people that are there, they're still figuring their shit out too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, you'll know when you know who you are on stage,
Yeah.
you know, and as an actor, and as like, you know, like, you know, and yeah, that's, I feel like if you're going down one route, like I said, like, I feel like I've always like knew I wanted to be in the like actress, like the comedic actress way, and same with like stand up, but if that doesn't take my turn and something else was like, you'll know what's meant to be. You know what I mean?
It all falls into place eventually.
Yeah. What caused you? When did you stop? When did you become sober? If you don't mind me asking.
No, not at all. In fact, I love talking about it. No,
They've all heard before. They're like, not this again. No.
That's literally what they're like. 30 seconds.
Literally.
No, I got sober in 2018.
Okay. Yeah.
2 days after my 30th birthday.
Oh hell yeah! I was like 18. It's like,
Yeah, I'm I think 11 years older than you. Yeah, I
18. Yeah.
because I 88.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I started stand up in 2009.
Oh,
but
hell yeah.
To what you're talking about, like starting it and then getting into
Yeah.
drugs and other stuff, and then I would just party and like I
Did stand up get you into drugs?
No.
Okay.
I was way into drugs before. And it's interesting because like I smoked cigarettes, I did all this stuff, but it was so fascinating because like I was the kid who was so anti drugs and alcohol growing up because I
Really?
saw what it did to other people in my life, and I was like, oh, this is poison.
That
Like,
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. See, I feel like I was a little blind to it because like my family didn't do drugs, but like there was people I was like, families I was around that did and stuff, but like.
Oh no, I had a very abusive ex-stepdad who was an
Yeah.
alcoholic, so I was
That
like,
makes
oh,
sense,
I'm
yeah.
not touching any of this.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah, and then
See, that's so crazy because, like, when I was younger, I tried to make my dad quit smoking cigarettes, and he did, and, like, he switched to vaping, too, but, like, quote-unquote, he, like, tried to quit for us.
Yeah.
We were like, please, Dad, quit. Like, when we were younger, we, like, both me and my sister, by the time we were, like, 12, 13, we started smoking cigarettes heavy. Like, my dad used to buy me a pack of cigarettes just so I would make it to school every day in high school. And I don't even know. I think middle school, truthfully, because I was banned. I was banned from like lunch in middle school because I kept getting suspended. So they banned me from lunch. How crazy is that? And then they banned me, so they would have like lunch detention, and it was like a separate room of kids that were bad.
Yeah,
I
you
was
just
like,
sit
why
in
would
a
you
corner
put all
and
the bad
eat?
kids
Yeah.
in one room
It
and
doesn't
to
make any
eat,
sense.
like, right? Which made it worse because then I got suspended from that, and they were like, you know what, Billy Graham, you need to take your kid.
Amanda just has to go home for lunch.
And
She
I
just
did,
has to
I
go
did.
home for lunch.
I did.
That's hilarious.
And he would pick me up and buy me a pack of cigarettes on my lunch break in 8th grade, dude. Shout out Billy Graham. He's gonna hate me for this, but he did. And
You're gonna text me in an hour and be like, "Hey, that thing I said about my dad. Can you
we
please
not
take
put that in
out?"
that clip? No, I don't care. I love talking about that, but yeah, it was a great encouragement.
Well, and it's because I didn't do anything, and then when I got into college, I started drinking more and more, and then I played college football for 2 years, and then when I stopped playing college football,
That's when you got back.
that's when I was like, oh, I can just party all the time now, and that's
Yeah.
when I started doing cocaine and getting crazy, and it was
Yeah.
off to the races.
Yeah, no, cocaine. I think the first time I did it, I don't know. I remember my sister thought I did cocaine one time, and I didn't yet. I was still like,
Well, you're very high energy, so it is.
Well, yeah,
you're very high-
you give that energy. Someone told me that the other day too. You know, I should start maybe changing that. But,
No, it's good. High energy is good, but I do understand that idea because I am pretty high energy, and people will be like,
my acting teachers would always say that. They'd be like, "It's great. You just need to channel it a little bit.
find the right
Yeah,
path."
right?
So when I wanted to ask you, because you sent me a bunch of stories that I want to get to. So what happened? Because you had mentioned your sister. What happened with the Xanax situation?
Yeah, so the cocaine one, I wasn't doing it. I was smoking a cigarette with my like friends that were over. My friend Gianna and her boyfriend, and we were all friends. Like it was our friend Frankie. She comes outside, comes home, smacks me in the face, and she's like, "You're doing cocaine?" And my friend Frankie's like, "She's dead ass not." Like, she's literally
really not.
She literally, that's the one thing she isn't doing. No. Yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, never mind, sorry." And then one day, so the Xanax one was kind of wild, but the Xanax one, like I said, pills is definitely another stereotypical thing for Staten Island, like I said. And I do feel like weed is definitely, I always say it's not a gateway drug, but like in a way it is, especially when you grow up in a place like Staten Island. It's like, all right, we smoked weed, now what? You know what I mean? Like we have
like you said, there's nothing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So my sister was friends with the guy that sold me Xanax that I wouldn't even like I would like get like through like people my friends knew, we all knew, like, you know what I mean? And
how did you get into it?
I don't even remember.
Is it just from being
my friends
like around
were,
it?
Yeah, my friends were probably doing it, and then like you know.
Well, because they like
there's nothing else to do. Like,
well, the reason like I got into like painkillers and stuff was because playing football, they would just give you that stuff.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, oh, I like this, but then once you stop playing, and then like it's harder to get, and doctors won't just give it to you, then you have to do other things like find heroin and do all this kind of stuff. So the reason I asked is because
realizing,
Xanax was a big thing. And obviously, again, I'm about a decade older than you, but when I was in like high school to college, Xanax was a big thing because they were like, oh, it solves anxiety.
2016, that's when like the whole like era was.
Yeah, and people were like, oh, it's
my
good
generation,
for anxiety.
yeah.
So doctors would just write scripts for everybody.
Half of us were taking them like, I don't feel anything because I'm so anxious. It just works.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it doesn't. And two minutes later, we're knocked out
You're
on someone's
fucked
couch.
up. Yeah.
But they what was I gonna say? The
sister knew him.
Yeah, my sister knew him. So I was gonna say something else. I don't even remember. My sister. Oh, the other reason I got into pills was because I had a psychiatrist after my car accident that would treat me on medication, which kind of got me into like mental hospitals, and then I got in like a really like messed up state that I kind of was like, which I still feel like all artists get into, where it's like, I need to be depressed to like have a good like experience. I'm living my cinematic life. But
I mean, the same thing happened to me. I got put on antipsychotics, and I was like, I can't be a creative with this. It numbs everything, so I stopped taking them.
Yeah, so I feel like after that era, I was like, I already done all the drugs. Like especially you're young, you're trying, you know, like you're like, let me fit in, and like my friends are doing it, so that was it was all the influences, you know what I mean, and like definitely just like wanting to like that too, like knowing I'm like, oh, like, but yeah, I still, you know, like, oh, let me struggle, like, but yeah, my sister knew him, so one day I asked her to pick me up somewhere, and she was with him and her friends, and he was in the car, and I got in the car, she drove me all the way home, I get out of the car, and as soon as I got out of the car, my sister told me years later, he goes to my sister, he goes, I saw that girl's Xanax. I was like, fuck. But yeah, he goes to my sister, and then as soon as she heard that, she got out of the car, yanked me by my hair as I'm walking through the door, smacked the shit out of me in front of them, and was like, that guy fucking sells you Xanax. And I was like,
oh, she's looking out for you.
She was, because she didn't do them.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, that's how she found out that, for sure. But
how this is interesting to me because a lot of the people, especially in my family and like close circles, they didn't find out I did a lot of the stuff I did until I started doing, like, I did my one-man show and the podcast, and everyone was like, I didn't realize it was that bad. I thought you were just like drinking too much. How was it? Obviously, you have the opposite experience with your sister being so close with you. Is it something that's in the front of your mind or the back of your mind, like almost like a parent where you're like, I can't let her find out that I'm doing this stuff?
When I was that age, yeah. But even then, I didn't care. I was very ruthless, and for some reason, I thought everyone, like, I hated, especially my generation. The other thing I was gonna say was like very emo and like, ooh, fuck authority, like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, I feel like every generation grows up like that, but like mine was like definitely the emo phase, like Twilight, da-da-da-da-da, like, you know what I mean?
Twilight.
Yeah, but like the books and like all that, and like the movies were coming out, so
it's always
it was very like
sad
emo-y, like definitely like not to be like crazy, but like, ooh, flip my wrist, you know. So but I feel like my family, I always was like, yeah, like, I don't care. Like, my sister was the opposite. She always wanted to hide stuff. I kind of was like, this is me. Like, you had me. That was your choice. You know, and I
never asked to be born.
Yeah, I've always lived by that, unfortunately. But I feel like, sometimes I still whip that out. Sometimes I still whip that out. But it is selfish. It is
I'm
selfish.
almost 40 and I'll whip it out.
I was going to say, I think I always whip that out. I'll be like, hey.
If something really bad happens, I'm like, I didn't want to be born.
Right? Literally, I'm gonna be like, it was your choice. Abortion was a
did
thing
this.
then. It was
You
a
did
thing.
this.
You could have actually called Jane, all right? You could have called Jane.
I wanted, since we're talking about your high school era, kind of, I wanted to ask you about.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You say it first. So I don't look as bad.
You had sent me a story that said something about a bomb threat in high school.
It was the last on the bullet list,
It
too.
was. But we're in the era.
Yeah, no, that one.
It's 10 years ago. It's past the statute of limitations.
Literally, it was my freshman year of high school. Well, Staten Island used to get real ones. Like, there was these crazy girls. I could drop names. I remember this girl, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
We'll give her like a fake name. It was like Tay Tay. Tay Tay was crazy. Like, she would really bomb threat one of my sister's high school, Wagner High School. And they would have to evacuate.
Oh,
and
wow.
like literally, my school did not have to evacuate. It wasn't that serious. But they would like really do that. Like there was a bunch of girls, and then they would end up like
Staten
in
Island's
the
like
hospital.
Fallujah. This is crazy.
Oh, they were crazy. Yeah, for sure. All generations. I definitely think like the iPad kids aren't as crazy, but you know, the Fortnite kids. But yeah, I don't remember. It was my freshman year. Yeah. Hated high school. My friends were dropouts and like were like cutting class. I was cutting class, everything. But I think I was like walking around a couple times and I was just mad, dude. Like I just hated being there. So I would like go around and say like, just like cursing.
Yeah.
Like a skit. Literally like a skit out, like a skits. Like I'd be like, fucking hate this place. Like, I'm gonna fucking blow this place up, man. Like, fuck this place. I fucking hope it blows up. Like, I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, this place should fucking go burn to the ground. I fucking hate it. And everybody.
Who hasn't been there?
But I would like just say it. Like, what was I thinking?
Well, and it's funny you bring this up because there's a kid that I played high school football with, and I used to get bullied a lot. But I remember one time he got jumped, and he came into the locker room and was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill everybody in here."
Yeah, that was
because
like,
he was like
yeah.
so upset.
It was like stuff like that. Something would tick me off.
And we all kind of just looked at him
Yeah.
and we were like, "Shut up."
You have anger issues. That's what they looked at me like too, and I did. I was like, yeah, I got anger issues. Fight me. I would love, like, I didn't love fighting, you know what I mean? Because, like, my friends would get into crazy fights. I've probably only been in about, like, 4 fist fights tops, I think.
How'd you
5.
do?
I beat up a grandma. That was during, like, my somewhat sober time. Nothing,
Okay.
like, too hardcore. Not a grandma. That's intense. Lord forgive me. I'm going to
An older woman.
Mary, whatever her name is. No, she was, like, videotaping me and my friend and like saying like really mean
Doing
stuff.
the Karen stuff, yeah.
Yeah, doing the Karen stuff. And
you were like, I've had enough of this.
I don't remember, like, she like stopped her car with her husband in mid-traffic, so I like, my friend, I wasn't driving, she like got out, I got out, and I like was like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Like, why are you still following us? Why are you recording us? And then she like got out and tried to fight me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna fight this lady. And then
I don't know if you know where I'm from, but we're gonna handle this.
I felt bad, and then like my friend Nicole and like who looks like in a crop top and sweatpants with like long ass nails, and like her husband who's like 50, they're like, stop it,
But it is
stop.
a real thing. I say this all the time. Like, this is real life.
Oh yeah, no. Someone after like went up to my friend and was like, can you guys do this somewhere else, not on Richmond Avenue? We have places to be.
But it's true. Like, I have guests because I work in a restaurant, and I'll have guests sometimes that'll talk to me a specific way, and I'm like, I'll quit right now and I will drag you out of here. Like,
yeah.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
No,
like
work
this?
is crazy. Yeah, that was it. Wasn't
It's
yeah.
like a thing where it's like she's filming you and it's like
I felt so bad though. I was like, oh my god, that was an older woman, and like I made her teeth like something with her teeth. There was blood.
don't
And
have to get
I
into
felt
much
so
detail.
bad. I was like, oh my god.
Hey, put your phone
I
away.
went up to an
Put your
ambulance
phone away.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. I still feel so bad to this day. But yeah, the bomb threat. I just got after
You
the
got
third.
angry, yeah.
The third time, they were like, all right. All right, Amanda, we gotta do
the
something
third
about
time.
this now.
We're
It's
gonna have
been
to- you're
3
gonna-
times.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go see a
Like-
counselor. We're gonna have to talk about this.
Yeah, so they brought me in. They brought my mom in.
Oh.
They called the like ambulance to bring me to the mental hospital, and I was like, not again. And my mom was like, not again. I can't afford it.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, and she's like, 3 times was enough. But my mom was like, listen, I know my daughter. She was just mad.
She's
She's
just
not
like-
really gonna. She doesn't know how to make a
She
bomb.
still doesn't know how to channel it yet.
She doesn't
Or
even
still-
know how to read. Like,
You think she's
So-
gonna do chemistry?
literally. So they were like, she could barely. Yeah. So I feel like they were like, oh, all right.
What
She's not one of the crazy ones. She's
just you get mad sometimes.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time. I've gotten mad and said some stuff that I regret. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
say it in the moment, and then it like 2 seconds later, I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't have pulled that one out.
probably shouldn't have pulled that one out.
Yeah.
Probably should have left that one in the mine
Yeah.
for the notes app.
What happened at the beach?
Oh, that was the first time I ever smoked weed, actually. Or like
Okay.
the second or third time. Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
First time was with my sister. I lied to her and said I smoked weed, and then I did. And then she was like, "You're not inhaling," and I did, and I was like, "Oh fuck,
This is way different.
this is way different than not inhaling." And then like she took care of me, but it was like my third time. Me and my friends smoked, and we like I said, we would hang out at a train station. So we like she lived on like the whole other side of the island. The island's like straight line, like
Yeah.
7 like miles long. There's like one side and another side, and she lived on the other side. We like took the train all the way to the other side of the island to like the beach, and like it let you off the train right at the beach, and we like smoked a joint right on the beach. And she lived super far, train right back, and I was like super high. And I was like, I gotta fucking take a shit right now. Like I cannot make it all the way back to your house. I can't possibly go to my house, which is closer, because I'm high as fuck, and like my parents don't know I'm high yet. Like. Then I didn't
Because you're, like,
care, but
14.
like it was like my second time smoking, and like the first time I smoked, I already went, and my mom was like, "What's happening?" Like my sister got in trouble, so I was like, "Oh, I can't." Like I was like, "I'm not going home."
Yeah.
And my friend was like, "Shit, here, girl."
It's the beach.
And I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Shit, right here, right now." And I was like, "All right." So I did, and she took a video of it. It's still somewhere on our phones. It's terrible.
No.
I know, like, what? It's gonna end up on, like, bestshockers.com. Please delete it if you see it.
No.
Like, I was wearing, like, a fucking Arrow pastel top, okay? Don't look at it if you see it anywhere.
That's a deep cut.
No, literally.
When did you, because you said you went through a sober phase, when did that happen? When you got into college?
It wasn't, like, a sober phase, but, like... It was
You
just
slowed
like,
down, I'm assuming?
Yeah, like I was like not as crazy and reckless. I was like, all right, let me become an adult. Like,
Yeah.
let
Well,
me
'cause
start
you-
going to like college.
Yeah, you had mentioned earlier, once you were getting into college and getting through college, you
Yeah.
were kind of like, all right, I kind of need to focus up.
Yeah.
Currently now, do you still party like you used to back then, or are you kind of more chill about
Yeah,
it?
I did like cocaine recently. Like, but like it's not like I haven't done acid. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, I could sell you a pen right now if you need me to.
I love how you just said, like, yeah, you know, I wanted to focus on my career, and this is what I'm going to do. And you're like, yeah, I mean, I do. I'm not a fucking loser. I did cocaine.
This
like,
is
I'm
the
over-
career
yeah.
now. No, but
What do you think I am, a dork?
That's what I mean. Like, come on now. No, but it's different. I feel like I'm not like
Well, because now you have stuff to do.
I have stuff. Yeah, exactly. Whereas like then I didn't have like even college was like I feel like all right, let me go do something like this. I know I wanted to do that, and like I wasn't. Like all my friends were like starting to do the things they want, whether it was like be a SoundCloud rapper like, or whatever it was. Yeah.
But then that's a cool thing now with the way technology works. Obviously, with you acting, you can do. You can just, if you think of a skit, you could be like, hey, what are you guys doing? Let's go record this.
Yeah.
So there's always something to be done.
That's what I mean. That and like just working a regular job too. Like I said, I work as like a barista right now too, and like even just like between acting, I'm always making my own stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always. Then I wasn't like pursuing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it
Well,
was,
yeah, no, I know exactly. What you
now
mean.
it's more like I would definitely consider myself like I vape. You know what I mean? Gotta
vape.
it was like mostly like air, but yeah. So it was, I mean, it's not like, it's a social thing for sure. It's not like I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to buy like cocaine every day. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not.
No, and I didn't mean to
I've
put you on the
honestly
spot.
never bought a bag of cocaine a day in my life.
Most of
Not
the
that,
time,
like,
girls don't.
Yeah, I know. I knew you were going to say that. It's not even like, you want to know what's crazy? I've never like, okay, not that I've never gotten it from a man, but like, I've never like, cause one of my gay friends gives me cocaine all the time. Honestly, who's a man, but like, fucking, what was I gonna say? Most of the time it was girls, like my sister's friends, like who were like,
people
you know,
want to keep the party going.
yeah,
We're doing
definitely,
the thing.
yeah, for sure.
Wanted to ask you because we got time for 2 more stories, which are the 2 that you sent me. We have the fake squirt gun, or we have the chainsaw. We're gonna do both.
The
but
chainsaw
which
is
one?
necessary.
Let's do that one.
Because that goes back to the Xanax stories.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like during my high school time was when I like did Xanax and started doing Xanax after like I got out of middle school, the like accident and all that. I was hanging around like a bunch of these people that also were doing the same, and like we would hang out with this kid. called himself his not real name, so I'm not dropping real names, but his name, it's so trashy, so Staten Island. He would call himself Sosa.
Sosa.
Yeah, some crazy white boy. Anyways, that was like his name too, White Boy Sosa or some shit. I don't even care.
WBS.
I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it.
WBS.
That's it. That needs to be dropped. That needs to be dropped.
WBS in the building.
Why we would all chill with Sosa, I don't know, but he lived in like, he was wild, like we were all like homies, like that was our like friend, we were all friends, you know what I mean? So we would hang out in his trap house. Him and his family had a trap house.
Okay.
Dude, and his family was also like I said, like very, very bad drug addicts, and I don't remember, but like
Staten Island, baby.
I know, literally. I hope some of my Staten Island friends do this. And I'm like, I remember. I remember that. No, but he like was in this like trap house, his family, and it was like had boarded up everything. It was like in the middle of like the nicest neighborhood too, like the other side.
Boarded
of
up or foil?
Boarded up.
Okay.
Like they did it.
Sometimes they'll do foil, tin foil.
Oh no, I don't know what was on the inside unless like, you know what I mean? Because
I've
we
seen
weren't
that,
like we would only go in like the trap house parts, like
the trap house.
and it was like me, like two of my girlfriends and like one of their boyfriends and like I don't remember, a couple of my girlfriends and like Sosa, and then like Sosa was like, I gotta go make a sale somewhere, I'll be right back. 5 minutes before that, we hear his dad like blasting music in the other room, screaming. He's like, yeah, he's just doing some heroin right now. He's fine. And we're like,
fine.
okay, we're already on drugs ourselves, like, so
In about
we're
30 seconds,
smoking.
he's going to be asleep, so you don't even have to worry about it.
No, literally, I was like, I wish. So, like, he goes, Sosa's like, I gotta make a sale. And we're like, are you gonna leave us here? Like, we might go.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why
crazy.
we didn't go.
This is a crazy situation to put yourself in.
No, it was wild. I don't know why we all did this, but they were like, first of all, you're in Staten Island. I'm in the most suburban neighborhood you could think of.
You said it was a nice neighborhood.
It was the nice side of Staten Island. If you guys know Staten Island, there's a South Shore and North Shore. We were on the South Shore. Trump flags are there now. Okay.
Listen here, we love it.
Listen here, like
We love the South Shore.
It's the rich. Yeah, it's the South Shore, literally.
We love the South Shore.
Yeah,
The greatest people, North Shore, dirty people.
Exactly. That's them. So it's a nice neighborhood. So you would never like, you know what I mean? Like, but we were young. Like,
God, I wonder what Sosa's
there's so much
family
worse
did.
shit people were doing too, especially like the people I knew and shit.
But I'm
like,
just saying that mindset, and I completely relate
I know. I'm
to
thinking
that,
about it
where
now.
it's
I'm like, this sounds so bad.
because I've been in
like,
plenty
I'm in a trap house with like.
I've been arrested a lot. I've been in
heroin
so
addict parents.
I've been in so many situations where I'm like, I don't think I should be here, but you're
Yeah.
like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, you're a kid, dude, and
Yeah.
like it's so scary, but you know, because then you're like, oh my god, I don't want to
And
have
then
to
you think back on it,
there.
and you're
Yeah.
like, oh god.
But no, yeah. So but like you sometimes if you grow from it in a better way. It makes you
100%.
more independent. Like independent. Doesn't make you more independent. I can't even say the word. But no, he left to go like make a sale or something, and like his dad, who was doing heroin, comes out. We're all like smoking. Another name I could drop because they all had these fake stupid ass names. There was a kid there named Shot Glass. I think who was dating my friend at the time or something. And the dad comes out with a chainsaw that's like the one
It's
that
on.
goes. Yeah, it's on. And he's like, where's my son? Like, it's going. And he cuts down the door to the trap house, cuts it in half, throws one half at us. I get up. I start hiding behind Shot Glass and my friend. I'm hiding behind these people.
Fuck?
Fucking a kid that's like 17 years old with the name Shot Glasses is like, and Sosa. But anyways, so he throws the door at us, he was like, next time my son wants to leave I don't remember. He said something. He was like, wants to leave, tell me you got no trap door. And then like throws the other half at us. Then he takes the chainsaw, and I'm like, oh no. That's when I got up and hid behind my friends. I was like, I'm hiding behind Shot Glass and I don't even remember, no name dropping, but I was like, he was like, next time my son wants to leave, tell me you got no trap door, throws it at us, and then cuts it in half. Then he's like, and tell me you got no trap window either. Picks up the chainsaw, gets ready to throw it. I get up, I hide behind my friends, throws it through the glass window, those like tiny shed windows.
Oh my god.
Shatters everywhere. I was like astonished. It was crazy. It was probably the most crazy.
What did you get up and leave? Did he walk away?
I wish I remembered.
my
I think
God.
we definitely got up after that. I think he left. And
I'll just see myself out. Okay.
No, literally, he's like,
The chainsaw's just sitting there.
and scene. And scene. How was that?
That was good. Did you guys get it? Did you get it? We can do it again. Did you get it?
One more time? No, but yeah.
I was trying to
I think we
embody a
obviously left
character.
after that. Like, I don't even think I've ever went to that trap house after that either, but I don't remember for
Is
all I
that
know,
an
but
experience for you where you're
eventually
like,
I just grow out of that stuff.
yeah,
and
I was
don't
gonna say
even-
where
I
you're
don't
like,
hang out
yeah,
with
I'm
those
not doing
kids,
this
yeah.
anymore.
That's what I mean. I went to college and I was, yeah.
You think you're better than me?
Yeah. No,
You're in
literally.
college, like you fucking losers.
I'm in college now. Okay, I have a theater degree. That brought me nowhere. But yeah, that one's probably like one that I always am like, damn, why did I get myself
Yeah.
here? Yeah, that I think back that.
I wanted to ask you because you talked about like getting in trouble at school and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and you had sent me a story about getting in trouble with the police. Is that something that happened on a regular? Because you said cops got called on
that would
parties all
happen
the
a
time.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
But is this just like getting a talking to, or have you actually been like, okay, we're going?
I've never gotten arrested,
Okay,
shockingly.
yeah.
Never been arrested.
But you've had a lot of interactions with the police, obviously,
yeah.
with them coming to
They,
house
like,
parties and
especially
stuff.
sitting at a train station.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to just sit on a train station and
Loitering.
smoke underage.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
There's
So
a
like,
word for it.
Yeah, we would like you were allowed to drive by like 17, so we would be like driving or like even when I was 15, like my friends are like a year or two older than me, they knew someone that was a year or two older than them, so we would be in like cars or something. And
Yeah.
they
But
would
never
get
once
pulled
arrested,
over.
even with all these interactions and everything
No,
like that.
I've been to court a bunch of times
Yeah.
for like being in the park after dark.
Yeah, all that like misdemeanor stuff, but like never.
One time, this cop, I was too young because like a lot of my friends were like a few years older than me, and this cop once we were in the park after dark with that kid Sosa and like all my girlfriends
Shot
at the
glass
time.
and Sosa and
No,
everybody's
literally,
there.
and we were all chilling. I don't remember. That's what
Chainsaw
we did.
came in and we were like, Sosa,
Literally.
why is your dad here?
But the cop like would pull us. They would line us up and like give us each our
Yeah.
summonses. And like I was too young at the time, so he like pulled over to me and he was like, "You're actually even too young to go to court." He was like, "You're fucking 14 years old. Like these kids
You don't
are
even have an
17.
ID,
Like,
yeah.
You don't even have a fucking anything. Like so he was like, "All right, he was like, take this," and he gave me a piece of paper and I was like, "Okay." I go back. They all leave us and like we go back. And I'm like, I unroll my summons, it's blank. And then like, oh no, I take it. My friend unrolls her summons and she goes, "It's blank, I didn't get one." And I unroll mine and it says her name. And I was like, yo, this bastard, he gave me your summons because I was too young. So you do gotta do a car. I don't. But, yeah, she was so mad.
What
She was
happened
so
with the
mad.
squirt guns?
The squirt gun was I got pulled over with like my friends once and like one of their boyfriends or something, and I like used to carry a squirt gun on me. I don't remember. I was a clown. This is why I do stand up.
Yeah.
Like I was always a clown. Like
Was it like an actual squirt gun or was
yeah,
it like
a squirt gun?
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah.
pew, pew,
Literally.
pew.
I don't even remember why I had that. I would just do like goofy shit. I don't remember why. But at the time I had a squirt gun in my bag. Don't know why they would ever do this because I feel like this would never be able to rock now from any cop. But like they like searched the car. Don't remember why. But they do that a lot.
Yeah.
And he searched my bag that was in the car. And then, like, we were lined up out, like I said, they would line you up out against the car.
You've never been arrested, but you know
I've been
you know
lined
the
up.
paces. You're like, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Line up, ID's on the hood. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm with you, yeah.
So we were lined up, and they were searching the car, and he like searched my bag, and then like we were lined up, and he comes outside and goes, "So what's with the gun in the car?" And I shit my pants. I didn't
Yeah.
have a fucking gun. I didn't know anyone that, you know what I mean? I was like, who the fuck would have a
Well,
gun?
when you
Like,
say it like that, that's
two of them are women. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck? Like, and then there's like two other guys. You know what I mean? I'm like, who the fuck would have a gun? Like, you know? So I start shitting bricks because I'm like, I didn't know. And then he pulled.
But
out
also
this-
in New York, that's a huge offense.
yeah, especially like I didn't know. Like,
Yeah.
those were my friends. Like, two of them, I was with my girlfriend and like her boy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would never think those people were carrying a gun. Like, and
Turns out it was you the whole time.
especially, yeah. So then he pulls out the squirt gun and starts squirting us. And I was like, "You dick!" And then I was like, not even. I was like, "Oh, that's me. I had the guns, officer. That's me."
He just pulls it out and starts squirting you guys.
He did. He did. He was like, he literally was like, "Whose gun is that?" And I was like, we were all like, "What? What?" Like,
That's a panic-inducing thing.
because I feel like that's what would happen too. Even if there really was someone that had a gun, they wouldn't just be like, "It was me." They'd be like,
Yeah.
What? So
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
It is one of those
And then he
things
pulled
too,
it out.
because I've been in a lot of situations where, like, you get in trouble, the cops show up, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Whose is this?" And you don't want to be a rat.
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
want to rat on your friends, but at the same time, you're like, I'm not fucking going down for you, dude.
No.
So you better fucking say something.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. No, but I feel like you go in it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
you
always
got
do.
to.
Yeah.
Ride
I mean,
together,
but if you're
die
running
together.
and I'm, there's been times where like that thing I just told you where like I was too young to get a summons.
Yeah,
you know what I
you're just
mean?
like, sorry guys,
But
I'm out.
Then it caught up to me and I went to court too many times. Like too many times. But yeah, court for that's the squirt gun, and then the edible. I think I like once told the cop like he found an edible in my bag and he sniffed and he was like, "What's this? Like, where's this from?" And I was like, "It's from Cake Chef." And he was like, "What? Where's that?" And I was like, "On New Airplane,
Cake Chef.
Yeah, Cake Chef.
Did he buy it?
Yeah, he did. He's like, "Oh my god, it smells so good. I'm gonna go and get one." I was like, "All right." But like, yeah, a lot of incidents like that. One time a cop pulled me and my friend over found like we had like 2 ounces on us, like, because she like would like, we would buy a lot of weed and stuff. So we had 2 ounces on us, and I guess they saw us like buy it or something, and like we're looking for the person, and like if they were doing other stuff, they like searched the whole car, left that like 2 ounces on like the driver's seat or something, and they're like, "Well, do you guys know who's like doing like crack and like heroin?" And I was like, I'm offended. I'm very offended. Are you saying something right now, oh, sir? Do I look
Are
that
you
bad?
implying something?
Do I look that bad? I know it just...
Also, I have a friend whose dad...
I do. Yeah, no, imagine. Not a rat.
You're going to have to go to the
Not a
South
rat.
Shore.
Yeah.
This was a blast. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You had a lot of great stories.
Thanks. Yeah, this was great. Loved it.
Plug everything one more time. Let everybody know where they can find you.
It's follow me on Instagram. The Amanda Graham Show, like the Amanda Bynes Show, because that's who I'm named after. The Amanda Graham Show.
Are you
And
really named after Amanda Bynes?
yeah, it was really my sister named me after Amanda Bynes. Unfortunately, my mother was just.
I mean, it
let
checks
her.
out timeline-wise. She was huge.
She was huge. Yeah, look at her now.
Have you seen a picture of her
Oh
recently?
yeah, praying.
Rough.
Yeah,
Doesn't even look like the same
brag about
person.
it. Huh?
Doesn't even look like the
No,
same
I know.
person.
Yeah, but she's been through it.
I know.
She's been through it.
Yeah. That movie she did with Channing
Amanda
Tatum,
Bynes.
and then like,
Oh, yeah.
she's all that,
Yeah.
and then you see her now, and I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
all
even
that.
recognize
So,
her.
what was that show? That sitcom?
All that.
No, that sitcom too. She was in when she was like 18, 19, or 20
Oh,
even.
was she?
Yeah. What I Hate About You. Or
Oh,
What I Like About You.
yeah,
Yeah. She's
yeah.
awesome. I'm kind of still. I live up to it. I don't give
Yeah.
a shit.
Shout
my
out
girl,
Amanda
Shout out my
Bynes.
girl Amanda Bynes.
Shout out.
My Instagram's the Amanda Graham Show. I run a show, Poor Decisions, every last Sunday of the month at Saltwater in the Lower East Side. Check it out.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Hell
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody, so much for listening at Brennan T Comedy on all social media, BrennanTComedy.com. January, we got a bunch of shows, so check out the website, and we'll talk to y'all next week. Boom.
Hell yeah.
Just like that.
We ate.